Psychology says that when someone abandons you, your brain doesn't just feel sad, it goes into survival mode. The pain isn't just emotional, it's physical, neurological, and it rewires how you see the world. And if you've ever been abandoned, ghosted, or left behind without explanation, there are real biological reasons why it still hurts years later. This is what actually happens inside your brain when someone walks away. If someone has abandoned you, whether it was a parent, a friend, a partner, or someone you trusted, you need to understand this. Your brain interpreted that abandonment as a threat to your survival. It wasn't dramatic. It wasn't you being too sensitive. Your nervous system genuinely believed you were in danger. And once that happens, everything changes. The way you trust, the way you love, the way you protect yourself. Let me explain exactly what happens, step by step. 1. Your brain processes abandonment exactly like physical pain. When someone abandons you, the same areas of your brain light up as when you experience physical injury. Research from Neuroscience shows that emotional pain and physical pain share the same neural pathways. That's why heartbreak literally hurts. Your chest tightens. Your stomach drops. You feel sick. Here's what's happening inside your brain. The anterior cingulate cortex, the part responsible for detecting pain, becomes hyperactive. Your brain releases stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. Your nervous system goes into fight or flight mode, even though there's no physical threat. This is why you can't just get over it. Your brain is treating abandonment like a wound that needs healing. And just like a physical injury, it takes time, care, and the right conditions to recover. People who tell you to move on don't understand that your brain is literally processing trauma. 2. Abandonment damages your attachment system, sometimes permanently. Your brain has something called an attachment system. It's the part that learns how to bond, trust, and feel safe with others. And it's built in childhood. When someone abandons you, especially early in life, this system gets disrupted. Psychology identifies this as attachment trauma. Here's what happens. Your brain starts associating closeness with danger. You develop what's called an anxious or avoidant attachment style. You either cling too hard to people or push them away before they can leave you. If a parent abandoned you, your brain learned, people I love disappear. If a partner ghosted you, your brain learned, I'm not worth an explanation. These aren't just thoughts. They're neural patterns that your brain now uses as a template for every future relationship. You start testing people, watching for signs they'll leave, preparing for the worst. Not because you're broken, but because your brain is trying to protect you from experiencing that pain again. This is called hypervigilance in relationships, and it's exhausting. You're constantly scanning for abandonment, even when the person is still there. 3. Abandonment rewires your brain to fear vulnerability. After being abandoned, your brain makes a simple calculation. If I don't let people in, they can't leave. So it builds walls, thick ones. You become emotionally distant, even when you want to be close. You share less. You guard your feelings. You create escape routes in every relationship. This is your prefrontal cortex trying to override your emotional brain. It's logical. It makes sense. But here's the problem. The same walls that keep pain out also keep love out. Research shows that people who've experienced abandonment often develop what psychologists call intimacy avoidance. You want connection, but the moment someone gets too close, your brain panics. Warning signs start flashing. This is dangerous. Pull back. Protect yourself. You might sabotage relationships right when they're going well. Create conflict to push people away first. Convince yourself you don't need anyone. Feel numb when someone shows you genuine love. And here's the cruel part. Your brain thinks it's keeping you safe, but it's actually keeping you lonely. The very thing that's supposed to protect you ends up isolating you even more. 4. Your brain gets stuck replaying the abandonment over and over. Have you ever noticed that you can't stop thinking about the person who left? That you replay the last conversation, analyze every detail, search for what you did wrong? That's not weakness. That's your brain trying to make sense of an incomplete story. Psychology calls this rumination, and it's your brain's way of trying to solve an unsolvable problem. Here's what's happening. Your hippocampus, the memory center, keeps the abandonment memory active. Your amygdala, the fear center, keeps flagging it as unresolved danger. Your brain loops the experience, trying to find closure that may never come. This is why you obsess over people who hurt you more than people who loved you. Your brain is wired to solve threats, and abandonment without explanation is the ultimate unfinished threat. You create stories to fill the gaps. Maybe they'll come back. Maybe I wasn't enough. Maybe if I had done something different. But here's the truth. Your brain will keep searching for answers that don't exist. The only way to stop the loop is to give yourself the closure they never gave you. To accept that some people leave, and it says nothing about your worth. 5. Abandonment alters your brain's reward system, making love feel dangerous. When someone abandons you, your brain's dopamine system, the part responsible for pleasure and reward, gets confused. Normally, connection feels good. But after abandonment, your brain starts associating relationships with loss. Research in neuroscience shows that repeated abandonment can cause your brain to stop releasing dopamine during intimacy. Instead, it floods you with cortisol, the stress hormone. So love stops feeling safe and starts feeling terrifying. This creates a psychological trap. You crave connection because humans are wired for it. But every time you get close, your brain sends panic signals. So you end up in a cycle of wanting love but fearing it at the same time. You might feel emotionally flat when someone treats you well, but intensely alive when someone is distant or unpredictable. That's because your brain has been conditioned to associate love with uncertainty. Stability feels boring, chaos feels familiar, and your brain mistakes familiar for safe. 6. Here's the most important part. Your brain can heal from abandonment. Everything I just described, the pain pathways, the attachment damage, the fear of vulnerability, the rumination, the altered reward system, none of it is permanent. Your brain has something called neuroplasticity, which means it can rewire itself. Healing from abandonment doesn't mean forgetting. It means teaching your brain new patterns. That not everyone will leave. That you're worthy of staying. That closeness doesn't always equal danger. That you can trust again. Carefully. With the right people. It requires time, self-awareness, and often therapy. But it's possible. The same brain that learned to fear, love, can learn to trust it again. The same nervous system that went into survival mode can find safety again. You're not damaged beyond repair. You're just carrying old programming that needs updating. If this video helped you understand what's really happening in your brain after abandonment, hit that subscribe button right now.